Hello to all my beautiful, shining, spectacular superstars. I'm Dan PROK, and today is a very special day because yesterday, on that very special day, I was at the Airport Energy Vortex in Sedona, Arizona, and I met a very special person, and her vibe was amazing, and we just had a lot in common about helping people and making the world a better place. Her name is Kendra. Say hi.
Hey.
Yeah, she's amazing. You'll love her. She started a nonprofit after she was in the Army. She saw the trauma that a lot of veterans were having, and she studied sociology and specifically a methodology called RRT, which helps people rewire their brain and get them through traumas so that they can get moving forward to a better life. Her vibe is awesome more than anything, and we're gonna have a conversation on some ways that you can make your life better using some of the things that she teaches. So I'm super stoked. We're here in Boynton Canyon, and you're gonna get some amazing views. And more than anything, we're all gonna be high vibing. Here we go. Hello, superstars. So we just got done hiking up into Boynton Canyon. We're gonna get you some amazing videos from the canyon because this place is really special and you should definitely come here when you come to Sedona. But most importantly, I'm here with Kendra Simpkins, and I'm really super excited about talking to her during this video because she's just got great ideas and great things that she's doing to help a lot of people go from a life that was really traumatic in a lot of ways to a life that just gets better and better and better. So Kendra, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Really.
just happy that you're here. And tell us a little bit about yourself and your story and how you got into helping people.
Well, it all started July 25th, 1982 in Sarasota, Florida. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
At
2:22 p.m.
Which my birthday is coming up, by the way.
Okay.
So I'll be taking gifts.
Yeah, she will.
So,
And she is funny. She is funny, and we'll toss in some clips of her comedy routine that I experienced on the hike up here. So we will toss in the comedy stuff too. But yeah, so what happened on that special date?
Well, today is a special day. Being able to share it with you in this canyon is amazing. Boynton Canyon, check it out if you're in Sedona. And for me, I'm here in Sedona, getting away, taking some time to reset and get rebalanced and reconnect with myself. Just basically because the work that I do, you know, when we're helping others and sharing with others, to get them to experience their light within them, it takes a lot out of us, and it first has to come from us and through us. And what I do, it's Operation Warrior Resolution. We provide alternative and holistic mental health care to veterans who are suffering from post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression. And it got started from when I got out of the military in 2010 with my own mental health struggles. And it was a really difficult time transitioning from the military into civilian life. And I sought resources and help mainly through the Veterans Affairs, and I wasn't finding much success, and I wasn't getting any progress with what I was dealing with. So thankfully along that journey, I started seeking other things outside the VA and started seeking alternative holistic treatments, yoga being one of them, and started finding my journey to wellness. And then became a licensed clinical social worker to guide other veterans, and not just veterans, but other people as well, along their journey to overcoming anything that they're stuck with, any kind of trauma that they've experienced, or emotional difficulties or challenges that life presents to themselves. And just being a licensed mental health professional, I've gotten my training traditionally in what does this society promotes talk therapy and pharmaceuticals, which doesn't actually resolve the root cause, the source of what people are struggling with. It just basically masks the symptoms. So That's
and
why.
leads to another pill usually. So
Totally. Yeah. Then they're taking more pills to counteract the side effects from the pills.
yeah,
So it's all about going within and actually learning about what's going on within the mind and body. You know, how are we functioning, and how is all of this interconnected and tied together, and what can we do to really tap into that and find healing and wellness from within?
nice. That's beautiful. And yesterday when we met, we were talking about beliefs and just some things that I shared about, like changing beliefs and creating a new reality from that. And you had some things that you do with your clients to help them change their perceptions and rewire their mind around their traumas. Is that? And share more about RRT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
tell everyone
mentioned
about
RRT. It's rapid resolution therapy. It's a really profound and innovative approach to treating trauma, basically, or any emotional difficulty that people are going through. And basically, there's this saying called neurons that fire together, wire together. And no, that's not one of my jokes as a comedian, professional
I
comedian.
think I've heard Joe Dispenza say that. Has he?
Maybe.
It's better when it's a joke of hers, though. I want to actually have it be your joke. Neurons that fire
So what did
together,
one
wire
neuron
together.
say to the
there
other
we-
neuron?
There we go.
No.
There we go. Yeah, what?
Will you wire with me? I don't know. I just came up with that.
Will you wire with me? Yeah, I'm down.
So that's electric.
Here's the joke of the day by Kendra.
So get your pen and notepad because you're going to want to write this one down. What do you call a nosy jalapeno? No guesses?
I don't know.
Jalapeno business.
Nice.
Jalapeno business. Jalapeno business.
Oh.
So basically, what's going on in my studies and my journey as a certified neuroscientist is learning that our brain basically fires, and not just our brain, actually cells and connections in our body as well are connected and firing together and wiring together based off of any experience that we have or situation that we're in, and whatever emotional intensity or thought that's occurring at that time basically wires together. So anything that's similar to that event or that thought or feeling can just bring it all back, those triggers that we hear about. So basically, rapid resolution therapy is a way to rewire the way that original events or memories had been stored within the brain. So we're basically unlocking the memory and restoring it without the emotional attachment, or maybe even restoring it and rewiring it with something that's more uplifting, like maybe even a sense of empowerment and strength of having gone through that experience, which gives them so much more power in the world now, more so than anybody else who maybe hasn't been through such difficult experiences.
Yeah.
And so once we can do that, then that just creates a whole different experience for somebody than it originally had been. It's that shifting perspectives or our perception of situations and events, because when we can shift the way that we're seeing things, we shift the way that we're feeling, we shift the way that our reality is and the way that we're being in the world.
Yeah, that's super powerful. And you also mentioned having an element of play and fun with the way that you help people. And she's very playful.
Yeah, so that is actually something about rapid resolution therapy. And people say, "Oh, you're a trauma therapist, and you're playful and you have fun and you're creative in session." It's like, well, yeah, because actually we can create shifts on a deeper level much quicker when we're in a state of ease, when we're in a state of peace, and we can be playful, and because then those shifts take place much sooner, because when we bring down the activation of our nervous system, when we're in that intense fight or flight mode all the time, we can't integrate new information. So when we can bring our activated state, or our state of stress that everybody is usually operating in these days, down into a state of natural playfulness, then these changes can take place on a much quicker, much deeper level. Here's my second favorite one.
Okay.
This one may not be camera appropriate.
Well, then we're definitely filming it.
What do you call sex when camping?
What?
It's intense. Intense.
Yeah.
And so that's actually why I love introducing yoga too to the veterans in our nonprofit, is because, like I said, we can't change those perceptions or integrate new ways of thinking if we're activated all the time. And yoga is such a profound way to connect the mind and the body, to get into this state of presence, to use the breath to calm the nervous system, to quiet the mind, so that then that gives us our power and our capability to then shift into new ways of being and thinking.
Yeah, it's super powerful. And along the lines of this is creating new ways of being, like she said, which means really you want to create a new habitual state of being, because the playfulness would add to like releasing the trauma. But having a sense of playfulness really all the time would help people in general, just to have play, love, peace, like those types of habitual ways of being. And a lot of times it comes from a place where we didn't have that stuff, like trauma or bad things that happened to us growing up. But then we want to move into like a habitual state of wellness. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and if we can think about things, are things working? Is the world working against me, or is the world working for me? And we have these challenging things that happen in life, and if we can see them as a way to evolve and grow, rather than a victim mentality of everything's just is so hard for me all the time, that it's, hey, how can we see this as an opportunity to grow? And when we can have that kind of a mindset, it releases a totally different amount of hormones and chemicals in the brain.
Yeah, we have a cascade of chemicals that basically we release when we feel love or when we're playing, and then let's get addicted to those.
Yes, totally.
Because that's a good addiction. Because when you know they're being released, even if we all take a breath right now, just like, and just feel, you can feel like a tingle go through your body. That's actually like a chemical reaction happening inside of your physical body. So to create a body that is happening more and more like that, and not addicted to there are chemicals of stress that the body can become addicted to too. You know, so habitual stressful or habitual anxiety and those types of things, because the body becomes addicted to the stress chemicals or that process. So moving towards wellness and playfulness and all those things.
Yeah, using the mindset to create optimal physical health, so that it's not manifesting in ways such as inflammation or illness or even cancer. Just the idea that the universe is working for me. How is this contributing towards my benefit, towards my higher self? You know, what can I gain from this? What can I learn from this? And knowing that we already have everything in us to move through anything, to gain anything that we're looking to seek. And also just being able to see people exactly as they are and how they're built, instead of any ideas or perceptions of how we think people should be or situations should be, but actually see them as they are, releases a lot of attachment. Because I know that's where a lot of struggle comes up for people too, is they're so attached to having certain things or people in their life, and when they don't show up in that way, that there's such a strong struggle. So when we can just release that and be able to observe what's happening, and that life is working for us, and what can I do with this? Where can I go with this from here? Is such a powerful place to be.
Yeah, and especially with the things going on in the world now, seeing all the wonderful things that are coming out of things that might look like a mess on the news, or if you see some of those types of images, but tons of amazing things have come out of whatever's going on. So let's ride that wave into something more like the greatest version of reality that we can have. And thank you very much for the work that you do, because people who've gone through like military or war type situations, it's like that's a dense energy that the person was living in, basically in fear and anxiety 24 hours a day, because you don't know what's going to happen if you're in those war zones. to get people out of those to a higher vibration, and then make it habitual is awesome. It's awesome because someone could live in that lower frequency pattern their whole life, but when you help them with these shifts, then, and I think you also talked about like helping people help themselves maybe. So once they learn how to shift, then it's like, oh, let me take this and I'll shift another thing and I'll shift another thing on my own. So if people can learn that way too.
Yeah, and it's practice. It's practice and being able to have that awareness of taking those few moments to say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know, is what I'm thinking actually correct? Is this actually what the fact is here, or what's realistically happening? Or and then being able to be in that place of objectivity or observation instead of just a reactive state of our emotions or thoughts. Is so beneficial for themselves and everybody else.
Is there a specific example of a patient that you helped that you feel like their story could help some other people?
So there.
Awesomeness is what we're doing.
Awesome. Shining the inner awesomeness.
Yeah, shine that light. Let your light shine, babies.
Gosh, there's so many. There's a female combat veteran, and I don't think she'll mind me sharing her name because she's shared her story publicly. Tracy, who came and we do 5-day holistic retreats where we introduce the veterans to holistic lifestyle and different types of holistic treatments. And during the retreat, Tracy was having so much guilt about what happened to her on deployment and how she felt like she left her unit because she got injured and was taken away, and didn't even feel like she had the ability to call herself a veteran because of it. And with all of this guilt that she was carrying around, it was affecting her husband, it was affecting her family, and she came through our retreat, and the guilt cleared immediately because guilt, people can think that there's some sort of value in it because it's causing them to do better or based off of what happened. But if we think back on it at the time that things happened, we did exactly what there was to do at that moment of whatever occurred to us to do. And it's always afterwards that our mind tends to always complicate things when we start to go back and start reviewing situations after the fact. And then once going through our retreat, Tracy, all the guilt was alleviated. She felt like she had the capability to call herself a veteran and be proud to serve, and actually is now out there as a mentor for our organization, mentoring other veterans who are feeling stuck and hopeless and depressed. And she actually went through a yoga training to become a yoga instructor. So she's now a yoga instructor for some of our combat conscious yoga classes that we have at Operation Warrior Resolution. So that's just one of the stories.
Yeah, that's amazing, because guilt it sounds just like it might not be as dense as, say, fear or rage or hatred or one of those, but guilt it's a very restrictive energy. It's love would be expansive, and guilt would be someone who feels guilty of anything. It's like posture's low, probably stay away from other people. Almost it's on the lower end of the consciousness scale. Let me put it that way. If you've ever looked into the consciousness scale, it's on the lowest end of that. So to release those things, and then it's so nice and beautiful when someone releases something in their past that is attached to a negative emotion that they're feeling in their present. Because she's feeling guilty in her present over and over and over again about something in her past. So then when she releases that, then you just naturally open up a space. You open up a space for love or well-being, or maybe excitement or passion or joy. There's space for something wonderful by releasing those things from the past and those negative emotional patterns from the past. So you're doing powerful work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's really great to come on and jump on with you.
Yeah, this has been amazing. So super excited and thankful. Let me just say thankful to God, the universe, and all of creation for somehow putting us both on the airport vortex yesterday. and that place is spectacular. I will put a link for Kendra's website for her nonprofit in the description below the video. Is there anything else that you'd like to share as far as ways that people can connect with you?
The website, operationwarriorresolution.org, is the best way.
Okay.
And all of the contact info is on there, as well as any veterans who if you yourself are a veteran or you know of one who could benefit from our services, please have them reach out and get them connected.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. You did so good. Yeah, I wasn't real sure because I got in touch with Kendra. We were going to go hiking today, and then I was like, I have this idea to make these videos, and she's like, okay, I'm down. So this worked out exceptionally well. Thank you all for being here. Of course, subscribe to this channel and share this with some friends that you feel like they could benefit from hearing encouraging words, and also connecting with Kendra's nonprofit, because we're all in this to make each other's lives better and steer ourselves, like everyone, light the light of creation within each other, clearing the negative things within us, like the guilt or the shame or embarrassment, all these things, clearing that, and then our light shining brighter. And that's where the whole let your light shine comes in, because we want to help you shine as bright as you possibly can. So thanks for being here. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye. Oh, Dan, I forgot to mention. Can you tell everybody that they can hire me as a personal comedian for any of their events that they want to do?
I don't know if we have time to add that to the video.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to get this career started.
I don't think so. Or yes, let's do it.
Okay.